Oh man, it's time for beast mode DBXL. This thing's gonna be wicked. I'm hoping. So I did upgrade the fan setup a little bit more. Put a set of 2 rocket fans on there. Tried to make the wiring look all nice. Still stock motor. That is a heat sink off of like the 8S Creighton. That's been slightly tweaked to fit on the motor. And then the campsite carbon mount to do the dual 40 millimeters. So this is all stock though, basically. I mean, stock motor, ESC, fans. I mean, no fans normally on this thing. You know, the diffs have been changed to 500K, 100K front and rear, 500K center. It's got that nice Eco Power servo. I love that thing, man. For the price, it's flipping awesome. Like really, really good. You know, because a lot of the fifth scale stuff, their servos are big and expensive. So normally it has a 13 tooth. I believe it has either a 15 or a 16 on it now. I had the 18, but it was just getting way too hot. ESC cut out a couple times. Motor gets hot. So plan, we've got a Max5. So we're gonna pull this. I would say this thing's pretty equivalent to like a Max6. This ESC. I have a Max6 in the X-Max, so I'm gonna take it over to the X-Max and check it out after we pull it off, because most of the Spectrums are just like a nice rebranded Hobbywing. So, but the idea is this is gonna get repurposed. We're gonna do a video on that too, and that, because this thing gets hot too. I think it needs a little bit more ESC too. So we're gonna get this Max5 going. We're gonna snatch this thing off real quick. I know it's bigger, so we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna mount it to the ESC plate. So follow along. Man, that Max5 looks pretty good sitting there. Hey, just so you know, if you saw like the shocks hanging out and the zip ties, one other thing I'm gonna do too is upgrade the shock towers. So stock ones are just kind of, you know, they're nothing great. They're over there. I've bent them a couple times and stuff like that. So looking at probably a set of Vitavons. I think, you know, they make usually pretty good stuff. So go with a nice 70-75 setup. All right, so this old ESC, like I said, it's 4 screws that hold it on. They had to set it some tape, but they don't stick it on there. The wires just pull out. So it's really simple. You know, it's really easy to work on. So let's go over to the X-Max and check this thing out, just for everybody's awareness. So if you look at this guy, and you look at that guy, they're the same size. So I'm pretty sure that is a rebranded Max6, basically. You know, with the Spectrum heatsink and stuff like that. Doesn't have the same exact, you know, probably tuning ability as the Max6, but I know the Max6 you can go up to like 8.4 volts on the BEC. This goes up to 7.4, I think. You know, but this should work for what I want to go do. You know, we'll put the Max5 in here. It'll be awesome, and then we'll stick this. Because the idea was maybe to do a Max6 in this thing. But since I got this, I might as well use it. I mean, there's no point in not, you know, it works fine. It'll do way better. Done similar things where I had another ESC, I think out of this Typhon originally, you know, 6S setup, and I did the 6S ESC in here. Oh man, huge improvement. I wish I had one more. I would stick it in this guy too, but so let's get back to this. So if you look, this the way it sits, it's a little, you know, the Max5 is obviously longer. This was sitting like here, same width basically, maybe a little wider. So the only interference so far is this piece, this tab, and I think it was keep in case for some reason it was gonna slide or something. But so I think what I'm gonna do is I'll probably pop this plate off, trim that piece back, then I'll be able to mount this. So what I'm thinking is, most of the Hobbywings have those 4 holes and they're tapped. So what I'll do is I'll what I do is I put masking tape on here, line it all up, pop the holes, and then I'll take it off there and I'll stick it on here, and it gives me my template. I can drill the 4 holes, and I'll run screws up through the bottom. What I'll do though too is I think I'll put some double stick tape to give it a little bit of cushion too. Screw it in, and we should be golden. You know, and then we just gotta plug everything together and solder some connectors and stuff. I even think, you know, normally the on-off switch was right here, because this thing should be good. I can mount it like that way a little bit. I can make a little plate out of some stainless. And I'll be able to screw it right to that hole. And I can still go through the hole with the body on to get to the on-off switch. So I think it'll come out really clean. I think I need to trim out on the body. Look, there's a hole right here for like the ESC fan. I have a feeling we'll have to, you know, trim that out a little bit too. So, and this is the hole for the on-off switch. So, but this, I mean, that's no big deal. I can pop this piece off, open that up a little bit. We should be good to go. I think I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good setup for this thing. So yeah, it's definitely got a, you know, they've got a 5th scale motor. Those things are giant that are in there. But the ESC, I think, you know, it definitely needs a bigger ESC when you start to throw a bigger pinion on it and stuff like that. So, all right, let me get this plate off, and we'll kind of, maybe I'll throw this on the tripod too, and then I can kind of walk you through how I, you know, do the alignment of holes and all that other stuff. Make it simple. So I was thinking about a couple different ideas. The way this thing sits, you know, it kind of recesses down here and then it's flat. You know, if I went like that, you got to trim that piece off. That's what I'm still thinking. You know, I thought about, okay, I could move it forward a little bit, and it kind of, this piece catches in the bottom of it, leaves that gap, and I was like, I don't know, you know, I could run like dual lock or something, and then still screw it up in between. And I was like, I don't really like that idea. So I thought about, you know, I've got some aluminum plate. Thought about, you know, I could trim this end off still. And I could cut it to, you know, mimic this piece so that I can bolt to these 4. And then, you know, drill it and countersink it to screw into the bottom. Like, you know, I could totally do that. It's a lot more effort. Don't really want to have to do that. So I think what I'm going to still plan on doing that mount. So first, like if you go to, you know, a lot of these times I'll just cut it with some good pair of dikes or something. You know, you get a little bit of a rough cut, depends. And I just I usually take my razor blade and trim off the rest and smooth it up. You're probably not going to see this. You know, a lot of times too, I'll even take like, you know, for certain things like this to be quick, I'll take it and I'll just file it a little bit. That way it smooths it all out. I don't know. Probably overkill because you're not going to see it, but I tend to do that sometimes. So, you know, and I'm keeping all that because there's a little brace back there that this, you know, bolts onto. So now we got a nice flat plate to work with. Next step, you can see, you know, I got these 4 holes, so for sure I'll get those first 2 in there. These are pretty close at the end, but so you got your template all marked out. What I want to do now, pick up both pieces. take and use a punch. Gonna mark them. Plastic, so I mean, it's gonna mark pretty easily. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 dimples. These back ones are going to be kind of close, but you know, we'll make it work, I think. All right, so got the holes drilled. I have one issue where it's just not lined up on this one corner. So see, I kind of marked with a silver Sharpie. What I need to do is elongate the hole just a little bit. So how I do that, especially with the plastic and some of the other stuff, is you can use this, or you can use a Dremel tool. I mean, normally I would use a Dremel tool, but that is like a roto zip bit. So, you know, you can just kind of run it along. You don't drill with it. So I'll use it just very sparingly and just hit that hole just a little bit and line it up, and we should be good to go, I think. So check it out. There you go. All 4 screws in. This one's kind of funny because it just, you know, that was where it lined up. But half the head's on there. So what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna run some nice washers and stuff with it too. That way I'll use like more of a fender washer so it reaches over. But I've got 3 other screws in there, and we're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna use double stick tape and actually stick it to the plate. So I'm gonna mock it up on the car too, just to make sure. The one thing I did notice, I didn't pay attention, was the bullets on the stock motor. They are smaller. They are, I believe, 6 mil, whereas I think this is 8 mil. I've got some 8 mil bullets, some Castle bullets, so I may end up just cutting those off and soldering on some 8 mil bullets, and then they'll go right into here. So there's your finished product. Nice little mounting plate. It's not perfect, but yeah, I did all that. The screws line up. You do need to go with a little bit longer screw because the way these things sit, they're recessed, and I mean, you could put a little spacer in there if you want. I usually don't. I mean, you're just holding it together. So, but I go through the plate and then through, and it's one piece, right? And yeah, we'll sit right in there and screw on there, just like how the factory, you know, the standard Spectrum one is set up. So bang, check this thing out. It all came out super nice. I left the wires, you know, the normal length, and just keeping them zip tied and tucked up in there. I think if I went any shorter, it'd be tough to get done anyway. So got the sensor wire to zip tied too. I think it came out pretty good. And then I did the same here, where I just the stock ones like that, and they use a jumper that goes over the receiver. So I figured that way I can just go back to the original stuff I want to. There's my nice little plate. I think we're all pretty good. I roughed out the body hole. Once I get the shock towers in, that's what's next. Got the battery connectors on. I think it all looks pretty sanitary. What do you think, Gage?
Good.
Looks
How
good?
big is this?
It's a Max5. Pretty good size. It's a pretty big ESC. Should be good for this thing. So man, now we're gonna go on to the next one and get that infraction going. But so stay tuned. We got the shock towers should be here soon. We'll throw those on. Then we're gonna take this thing out, speed run it real quick with the, I believe it is a 15 or 16 tooth pinion. See what it does. And then I have a feeling I may step it back up to the, we may go back to the 18, right? Yeah, that says 18, yeah. We may go back to the 18, speed run it, but we're gonna take this thing out and rip it. We'll take it out to some small jumps. I wanna take it out to the dirt. Gage had fun with it last time too, right? Yeah, this thing's fun. This is a really fun car, super duper fun. So we wanna rip this thing up, have a good time, keep the temps in check, and just keep it going. Stay tuned. We are almost there. Check it out. We got the Vitavon, I don't know. I think it's Vitavon. Shock towers for this thing. So we're gonna slam those on. I mean, it's just screwing them on and screwing them off. It's really simple. So we're gonna throw those things on. We'll show you what they look like afterwards. And then we're taking this thing out. We're gonna test rip it. I just want to drive it. It's so much fun. It's such a great RC. I mean, it drives so awesome. So we're gonna check out this Max5. All right, I'll show you what it looks like. I just wanted to show you, these things are so nice. I mean, highly well machined part. So, and I dig you can get them in, you know, the silver or the like bronze color. I thought this was kind of cool looking. I mean, the front one went on perfectly. You can see a little bit of on there, 70-75. I mean, all fits perfect. I mean, couldn't ask. I mean, it went on perfect, just as good as stock, or maybe even better, because those factory ones are over there. They're kind of, you know, they're all chewed up and beat up, and they're just pot metal-y, whereas like, you know, these Losi, these are billet, you know, all the bracing and all that stuff. This thing needs certain upgrades, I think. Doesn't need crazy stuff, but shock towers for sure, and all the aluminum braces. And I think other than that, for a really good driver, I mean, this thing is not a super crazy basher, you know. I wouldn't go, I mean, people do huck them, you know, send them flying through the air. If you're gonna do that, Vitavon does make a chassis for this thing too. So, but it is on the very expensive side, so that's not gonna happen. But we're gonna throw this back one on, and man, it is rip time. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Man, check out this beauty. I think I need a smoke machine, right? This thing is so sweet. See that Vitavon shock tower, rear, up here in the front. We'll get this thing open. Oh yeah, look at that, beautiful. Everything looks great, sanitary. So I'll show you what I had to do to cut it out. You can see, so normally it's just a little, from like here, it's just like kind of a small little square, right? That's it. Had to cut out all this section and the back section too. So I think it came out pretty nice though. Use my Dremel on it. So, cause this ESC sits up higher, it's longer, the wires sit up higher here and there. So I wanted to make sure the wires weren't, you know, touching and stuff on here and chafing or anything like that. So give it some good clearance. Get it down, you can kind of look inside. It sticks up through there, but I think it, you know, it's nice and sanitary, looks good. So it'll do the job. You can see the wires kind of peeking up back there, but looks good, right? We are out here at the park. We've got the DBXL. We got it on the dirt tires. We're gonna go rip it up. It's time to go tear this thing up, see how it does. And man, hope you just enjoy it and see how this Max5 does. Stock motor, 16 tooth pinion. Was thinking about doing the 18 tooth, but I was like, there's probably no reason. And I'll tell you why at the end of this video too. So stay tuned. All right, see how it does. You like that football? Tumble, can we save it? No. Walk of shame, right? Oh man, it keeps catching the edge. Man, these Mad Max tires are so grippy. It catches every little edge. They freshly cut this grass too. So, but it's a pretty good hill up here. So we're gonna run it over there, I think, a little bit. Get a little good run over here. Man, just tearing it up over here, huh? Oh, saved it, saved it. Man, it just rips up. Okay, I think I'm gonna go back downhill. Let's see if we can turn around. With ease, with ease. And I'm like half throttle with this bad boy right now. Give myself a shower. Oh no, trouble. Oh, saved it. Man, this thing is just ripping up and down this hill. So much fun to drive. Man, let's go see what's up here too. Man, check this DBXL out. It's so sweet. I love it. I think it's so awesome. Check out, see what's over on the other side. So this thing's got a little bit of a delay right off the hip. I'm wondering, like when you go full throttle, I wonder if I got it. It's coming right at me. See if we can do that again, maybe. Nice, so smooth. Man, this car is so much fun. Just showering me with everything. Oh, man, that DBXL just rips. I'm curious, see if I can feel how this motor feels in here. Let me get my fingers in there. I can hold my fingers on it. Let's see, ESC is up near the top here. Right. Get my fingers in there on that one. Oh, nothing. Nothing. Temps feel really good. This thing rips really good. Like ripping on it like that for a little while, going up the hill and stuff, putting it under load, it would definitely, under the load, it would definitely, the ESC would be smoking hot. Probably thermal too. So, man, comment, like, subscribe. I'm out of breath going up and down this hill. We appreciate all the support. Shoot us some comments. Love interacting with everybody. We got another one coming up with this thing because I didn't put the 18 tooth on, and I'm going to tell you why. That's because there's no point to, because you can throw an 18 tooth on here and it'll be fine. But if I'm going to go tear this apart, we got bigger plans in store. So we got another video coming with this crazy DBXL, man. And I hope you enjoy it. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, and we'll catch you on the next one.